one money earner, Mr. Presley Swagerty.
Well, greetings. Greetings. Gosh, how about, Martha and Bob and Donnie and Steve and Randy. Let's give it up for all these guys, huh? You know, as Randy gets up here and talks, you can tell he can embellish a little bit, yes or yes? He's not embellishing when he tells that Uncle Bob story. And we hadn't talked about a barn before the presentation. During the presentation, a barn had never been mentioned. And that rascal leaned back and said those exact words. That zoning commission won't let me build a barn behind my house. What Randy didn't tell is I closed my notebook up and I said, hey, I'm going to let you finish this one, and I left. I wasn't going to hang around there. And that executive director that Randy was trying to point out and he left in his moment of glory, Mr. Destiny Curley, is back in here. Stand up, Destiny. Give him a hand right there. Well, guys, I'm only going to take about 3 or 4 minutes, but I do want to share a few thoughts with you, and it's an honor to be up here on the stage with the group of people that you've heard from tonight. You've heard from the best of the best. I'm a high school basketball coach, and understand this, I was and still am in awe of Coach Ledbetter and his state championships and all he accomplished. I never did do that. Every time I see him, I feel like asking for his autograph or something, you know. But I'm going to talk about 3 things tonight. Get serious, get smart, get started. Real quick, y'all going to have to listen fast because we got to get out of here mainly because I'm hungry, okay? But get serious. As you heard Steve talking, guys, we're fixing to go nationwide. They've talked to us about that at Ignition. We don't know the details yet. They'll announce, I think, that on the cruise next month, but we know it's coming, and Steve's talking about the way. It's time to get serious if we really want to change our life. You know, we can play with that, but here's what happens, guys. We act like life's a dress rehearsal, and we just keep kind of going on about life, and we just kind of watch life go by. Guys, we don't get do-overs. Did you understand that one? Yeah. We don't get do-overs. This is it. We got to make it now, and we've got to make a decision. I firmly believe that we want to change our life. And the great thing about this company is anybody in this room can do that. I figured out a long time ago, Coach, and I agree with everything you said, is that everybody in this room has greatness in you. Every person in this room has greatness inside you. Now, it took me a lot of years and a lot of digging and hunting to find it in me, you know, but it was there. And you may have to dig and hunt and look a lot to find the greatness in you, but it's there. But we've got to make a decision, I mean a serious, heartfelt decision, that we want to change our life, if we really do. I did. I was sick and tired of being broke. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Can anybody relate? I wanted more out of life. And guys, I grew up in southeast Dallas with no dad. My mom worked in a sewing factory. We were broke. There were 2 murders and a rape within 7 houses of us. The house across the street, they confiscated 500 pounds of marijuana. I grew up in the ghettos, guys. It wasn't a silver spoon in my mouth. It was a plastic spoon in my mouth. But see, in our business, with this company, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we can all do anything that we set our mind to. We can all accomplish great and mighty things if we really want to. But I'm challenging you, get serious about it tonight. Now, my second point, get smart. You know, as I was growing up, and I didn't have many role models in my life, but I had one role model, a guy named Manny Carter. He grew up, he was my cousin a few years older, and Manny made something out of himself, and he came out of that same environment I did. And I remember I went to Manny and I said, Manny, I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of struggling. Give me some pointers, please. And I remember Manny looking at me and he said, Presley, you got to understand one big fact. If you want more out of life, you got to become more. You need to write that one down, guys, because that's the one that can change your life if you really want to change your life. If you want more, you got to become more. See, we don't chase success. We attract success by the person we become. And see, here's the neat thing about that. You know, as I was going through school, I was one of the guys that made the top half of the class possible. Y'all know what I'm talking about, you know? And when I went to college, I was on the Just Get Me Out of Here program. I mean, I was more worried about playing ball and chasing girls than I was doing anything as far as studying. I didn't want to tax the brain cells, you know? I don't brag about that. I did it that way. But you know what? My whole attitude about that stuff's changed, guys. I am a lifelong learner. You can ask my wife. I am always reading. I'm always watching like Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar on YouTube. I'm trying to learn everything that I can. And I challenge you to do the same thing, guys. Every day read you 10 pages. And in a year, that's 365 times 10. That's 3,650 pages. And you've read about 20 books. Could we all read 10 pages every day if we really wanted to? Yeah. That's really about 10, 15 minutes is all we're talking about. You could do that, and in the course of a year, look what you would have done. And will that change your life? I'm going to say absolutely, positively, yes. Read a little bit. And I don't even like to read. I taught math, Coach, because I didn't want to read. Give me some numbers. I don't want to have to read anything. I'm a slow reader, but boy, this boy reads now, guys. Read. You'll learn. Start listening to those books on CD as you're traveling around in your car. And the third point I make on Get Smart is start running with some winners. We all know winners in our life, don't we? We all know people that are going somewhere, man, they're motivated. They see that glass half full. They got the right attitude. I mean, we know those people. But we also know those losers, don't we? We know them. We don't have to think about it. Guys, I'm telling you, start spending more time with the winners in your life and less time with the losers. I didn't say have some big family and friend meeting and say, listen, all you losers, I ain't going to spend any more time with you. I'm done with you. That's it. I didn't say we do that. No, don't run out of here and say Presley said to have a meeting. No, I'm not saying that, but get this. Hey, this is simple too. It's as simple as us reading 10 pages. It's as simple as us listening to a CD in a car. When somebody that is a winner in your life and they're around you or they call you, drop what you're doing and spend time with them. Did you hear me? Find ways to spend time with winners. And when those losers call and they say, hey, you want to go hang out? You're just a little busier than you used to be. And we start shifting a little bit and we start spending that time with those winners, and all of a sudden we'll start realizing that we can do great and mighty things with our life. You'll figure out real quick that those winners aren't special. They just had a little bit inside where they just wouldn't give up and quit. Read, listen, hang with winners. And my last point tonight is get started. You know the greatest stealer of dreams? It's procrastination. We're always going to do it next week, next month, next year, tomorrow. I mean, there's always some. You know what? Next week, next month, next year, those are synonyms for never most of the time, huh? Because we never get around to it. Guys, I'm telling you what, you make that decision tonight that you want to change your life, and then let's start with the process. Let's start growing as a person by doing the 3 things I told you. And then, by golly, you guys, let's get in. We got a vehicle here that can change your life. Let's get in and get going. And you associates, if you've kind of been having it in neutral, guys, I'm saying put it in drive and shove it to the floor, because amazing things are on the way. But we have got to get started. And it's not get started next week. It's get started now. Let's draw a line in the sand tonight, and let's stand in the gap for our families. Let's show our families that somebody with our name can do something special, guys, because we've got a chance to do that. Let's leave a legacy that we're proud of. Did you hear me? Let's leave a legacy that we're proud of, because, guys, we're affecting generations to come. I believe with all my heart there's going to be 2 groups of us in this room. There's going to be the group that's glad they did, and there's going to be the group that wishes they had. I hope you're in the glad they did category. I'm going to be in Frisco tomorrow night. I'm going to be in Louisville Thursday night. Get some people out, and let's rock this thing, and let's change our lives. God bless. We're done.